I used to think that I'm not tall enough to be confident and used to feel dejected and a little conscious in front of tall people. And when people called me names and thought that I am younger than my actual age, I started to hate the way people made me think about my height. I even tried some exercises and some other things, but everything just failed.
At times, our parents can be one of the last people who'll ever even consider problems existing in the life of a 17 or 18-year-old. All that matters to them is that you get good marks, which will give you a good college, which will definitely give you a very high paying job. And if you want to become an artist or a music director and play a sport professionally, it's not realistic and definitely not practical.
Since my childhood, I have had this deep principle of always being prudent. My parents always wanted me to be consistent, hardworking, preparing and planning for the future, but I always used to ponder, what about living in the moment? I used to believe that I don't know the very next moment I would exist or not. I have this moment in hand and I have the power to make it a beautiful memory and have fun. But of course, my parents' perspective differed quite a bit on that. And due to this difference in perspective, our rapport was often disturbed.
Some years back, I never used to stand up for myself. When somebody bullied me or made fun of me, I believed that I would only waste my time arguing with those people who bullied me. I thought saying something to them would only provoke them further and got me into more trouble than I'm already in. I thought ignoring them and being silent were the only ways I could keep myself away from them.
Every time someone body shamed me, called me fat, or made unpleasant comments about my body, I used to blame them for hurting me. Like, who are they to say something about my body? But when I gave it a deeper thought, I asked myself, were they really the ones who were hurting me?
Through classes 1st to 7th, I was constantly bullied because of the fact that I was a slightly darker shade than the rest of my friends. I have been called names, I have been physically hurt, and I've been peer pressured into doing things that I didn't want to. I used to have no self confidence. I still sometimes stumble. I have I used to be very self conscious about the fact of how I looked.
I had this fear of people judging me in my every move. It seriously ruined so many opportunities for me and completely wrecked my self confidence. No matter if it was a school competition, a group presentation, or even a party, my this lack of confidence always got the best of me and restricted me from giving my best, and also led to several occasions where I wasn't myself and molded myself into what people will like.
Good afternoon, Reena ma'am, and all our friends, for making us feel as if we are actually in school, despite all the screens and buttons surrounding us. We have chosen acceptance as our AIL topic, which is why we were sharing all these problems and issues of ours, hoping that you must have found many of them quite relatable. Well, here is how we dealt with our problems with sheer self acceptance and self realization. Similar to how Derry and Mr. Lamb fight their problem in the chapter on the face of it, here is how we approached our problems.
But then I realized that it cannot be changed and that it's not my fault that my height is substandard and it majorly depends on our genes. It helped me accept my height as it is, and I started to love myself and felt more confident no matter what people think of me.
It does not bring any joy to our parents by not realizing our problems. It's just that problems can't be seen as big or small, they can only be seen with respect to something. For example, an 8th grader has a lot of stress, but it is quite less in comparison to a 17-year-old 12th grader. Similarly, a 12th grader is not stress free, but the stress of a 12th grader is quite less in comparison to a a 45-year-old working mother or father. This difference does not allow our parents to realize our problems. Similarly, career, it does not bring them any joy by not letting us do what we want to. But internet, it has allowed us to develop a vision by knowing that there are people with similar dreams to us who have managed to achieve them. Our parents, on the other hand, weren't so lucky. They never had this internet or mobile phone, which did not allow them to develop that vision. And even if they do have that vision, do we convince our parents to let us pursue our dreams with our words or our actions? Not those actions which we take when everyone is watching, when the coach is watching, when the teacher is watching. Those actions which we take when no one is watching except our integrity to watch us.
But as I mature of age, I have realized that it is important to find a balance between living in the moment and planning. Plan but don't restrict. Go out, have fun, explore things you want to because your work will never end. But by that, I don't mean you leave your school assignments, wash your hands off responsibilities, and go rogue. What I mean is be efficient enough to plan your work and have time for yourself. Spend time with your family and friends because at the end, life is all about moments.
I thought to myself that if I didn't stand up for myself, those people would have kept on pushing and pushing me. I couldn't let that happen to myself. I couldn't let them dominate me. There comes a time in our lives when we have to make the decision of either caring about being disrespectful and letting people hurt us or standing up to them to protect ourselves. I chose to protect myself by taking small steps yet powerful ones.
I realized that I, and only I, am capable of hurting me. And those comments only hurt me because I thought something was wrong with my body. But nobody's perfect. Everybody has their imperfections, and so do I.
But now that I think about it, all of that worrying seems meaningless. And I am in genuine I am genuinely grateful for the people who were there who who were there while I experienced these kind of things, because it is the bad memories that shape a person. I believe that those were the memories that have helped me reach a stage in my life where I can be proud of who I am, be self-conscious yet not self-deprivating. And I am genuinely thankful for everyone who stood by my side back then, even though they weren't money, they weren't many, but they were enough.
When I gave some thought to it, I realized that it was all in my head, that people would judge me no matter what. I obviously cannot change my whole personality with just a snap of fingers, even if I wanted to. But now I try and be myself every time and not care about what people would think.
Shreya Gupta is now going to narrate a wonderful poem where she describes a girl who is hiding something, not sure whether it is from the world or herself. This girl, however, is quite talented, but she is afraid in showing off her talent because she realizes how fickle minded people can be. Loving her, praising her at one moment, these same people could end up hating her on committing the slightest of the mistake. However, don't get this girl wrong. She is actually quite lonely as she has no one to talk to about her life stories. So you be that person and be ready to be mesmerized by the poem in the voice of the poet herself.
She's hiding something. Or maybe she's hiding herself. Hiding from the world. Or maybe from herself. Hiding from the lies she told. Or maybe hiding from the truth. Hiding from what people would think. Or maybe from her own thoughts. Hiding from the loss. Or maybe the fear of what she'll lose. Hiding all her flaws. Or maybe her talents. Hiding from the pain. Or maybe the relief when it comes from letting go. And she will keep on hiding, hiding, till it all just goes away, till she won't care to show what she's been hiding.
I woke up, it was 7. I waited till 11 just to figure out that no one would call. I think I've got a lot of friends, but I don't hear from them. What's another night all alone when you're spending every day on your own? And here it goes.